Welcome everybody to the Blaze and Trent podcast.
Blaze and Trent podcast.
Yeah, I mean, we kind of did this like on a bit of a whim. I was just like, "Hey, you want to do this?" And he's like, "Yeah," and
And now you got me be an audio engineer for it.
yeah. So I mean,
I'm glad we figured that
uh,
out.
yeah, right. It took a little bit. So we
Uh,
were, I think it was like Monday or something like that.
yeah, I think it
We
was.
were discussing names for the podcast,
Yeah,
and then you mentioned Blaze and Trent, like the Blaze and Trent podcast, and I just kind of disregarded that entirely.
yeah. And then and
I'm
then
sorry for
and then
that.
we put some more names out there, and you're like, yeah, yeah, fuck
Yeah, that was just a good one. It's just much better.
it. Blaze and Trent, man.
Yeah, we had like the young and old podcast, like that was there because
That
for
can
those who
be
don't know,
that can be in
I'm gonna
parentheses.
be yeah, I'm gonna be 19 next month, and he's gonna be 51.
I'll be 90. Yeah,
Yeah, you're gonna be real.
yeah, yeah. Our birthdays are really close, actually.
They are actually surprising.
Four days apart. We're both the best star sign of all time.
Oh yeah, yes, Aries. Because yes, the stars totally dictate who you're gonna fall in love
Oh
with
yeah,
and who you are as a
obviously,
person. Yes, because
obviously. That's what NASA uses, right? Astrology.
I don't, I think they use astronomy.
Oh my bad. It's one of those astro terms.
Yes.
Oh man, I got up early this morning. I don't even
Oh
know.
yeah.
I don't even know why. I woke up
I,
at like I woke up at like 7, and yeah, I went shopping and I got breakfast stuff, and I came home and I made breakfast, and now I'm ready for a
oh
nap.
yeah.
I'm
I
ready to go
just
back
I
to bed.
yeah, I woke up at 6:30, laid in bed for like 2 hours, and then got up, made myself some coffee.
Yeah, those are good days. Those are good
Yeah.
days.
So fucking your channel, man, you're at 1,000 subs. That's fucking crazy.
Yeah, my mom keeps extorting subs from her students. She's a substitute teacher, and
Yeah, ain't that
she gets all excited. The kids love it, they come on and stuff, and obviously there's a ton of material on there to watch, so they don't even have to necessarily be on stream to get something out of it. But she gets all excited when she's like, "Oh, I got your subs up to this number or whatever," and then she comes over to
too?
tell me, and there's not as many because they to make her happy or whatever, they sub or whatever, and then like as soon as they leave class they just unsub, and she gets all bummed out. I'm like, Mom, it's the internet, dude. Just don't let that get to you.
And you know what's really cool about that is the fact that where kids are seeing like retro video game
True.
things.
Yeah, true.
So yeah, and I think especially now more than ever, it's really important to play and own more like retro titles
True. Yeah, I
because
think I,
it's kind of
I, I think I went on a rant about that. It was like, what was it? Was that last night or actually
I don't.
no? It was the Doom stream. I was getting all
Oh yeah,
pissed off about Nintendo basically mislabeling the game. It just says Doom. There's no
that
qualifier or nothing on it.
so that's not Nintendo's fault. That's Bethesda's fault, or
I don't know.
sorry, that's id Software's fault.
Well,
So
it's the first screen on that. This is interesting to me. Was that I know that id was the company that made the original Doom '93, and but when the credits roll for the game, like I download the game, I get the game, and not download it, but I basically get it onto my Switch, and then
okay,
you open the game and it says it is like the last thing that comes up. It's like Bethesda and some other company and some other company and some other company, and then it's software, and I'm like,
yeah,
does everybody own this game now? What the hell? because it's gone through so many iterations or whatever, but still is not telling you like what version you have, you know. So that's not
They
necessarily
just have it as
Nintendo's fault, but I mean, even on the Nintendo site, when you look it up, nothing on there when it's like, oh yeah, purchase this game. Nothing on there tells you like what version it is. Doesn't tell you shit. It just has the square
but
icon that says
okay,
Doom, and that's it.
but you didn't even look at like the cards, like the that swipe across that showed the gameplay. Like you didn't check that at all.
I didn't even see that that was an option.
Oh my goodness, you're so old.
I know.
So yeah, they Sega actually did the same thing with Sonic the Hedgehog in 2006.
Oh,
That's why
that's
everyone
right.
calls it. Yeah, that's why everyone calls it Sonic '06, and it
Yes.
sucks ass.
Yeah, apparently it's like the worst Sonic game.
Oh yeah, it's trash.
That's the one where you have like
Um,
a town and it's like the same thing they did when they tried to make Mega Man. What was it, Mega Man 64 or something? It's like a 3D. It's like
oh, Mega Man Legends.
no, it's like well, I don't know. It's like the one where Mega Man is like it's 3D and Mega Man's like walking around in like a town
Yeah,
and he goes to like a magazine store and shit. And
yeah, that's Mega Man Legends.
oh my god, it's so dumb.
Yeah. Anyway, so that's kind of like what they did with Doom 2016 is that they just kind of rebooted the whole series, and
Yeah,
mind you, I think it's great.
that's why they call it 2016.
Yeah.
Just like Sonic 06 or whatever. Yeah, I mean that dude. Honestly, like I was bitching and complaining so much about that game when I first started, pretty primarily because it wasn't what I wanted. Um, you know what I mean? Like I just felt duped and pissed off that like, and also probably just
I mean,
cranky and stupid.
either
But
way, like
it's a
Doom
great game.
2016 is still great.
It is after playing for I don't know 45 minutes to an hour. Like I was having a really good time.
Yeah, man. There's just something about it that feels so nice, killing demons over and over again.
Well, that's what it started that way in '93, is or you're just
Yeah.
going around blasting things, and that's fun, you know.
You hear that, people? Shooting things is awesome.
It is. That's why kids used to shoot, tin cans with BB guns back in the day because it's fun.
Yeah, now they don't need them tin cans and BB guns. They just have Call of Duty.
Exactly. You just have a controller and a screen, and your
Fucking hell.
device of choice if you even need that anymore. I mean, shit. Now you have Steam, which I don't know anything about that, but I do know
Oh,
enough that it's a site you can go to and just play games straight off your computer, so you don't even need a, you
oh
know.
yeah. Steam is one of those companies that is genuinely amazing, and you kind of have to praise for essentially being a monopoly because it's so great.
Well, yeah, and they're the first ones that came out with that. I mean, it's an amazing idea. Everybody has pretty much the hardware in their house, you know. Like
Yeah, damn straight.
all you need to do is put the application out there, and there you go.
Yeah,
It's
so
brilliant. It's freaking brilliant.
so actually today, February 26th, there's actually some news about Valve and Steam.
Oh, what's that?
So Valve is they actually just recently they settled with or they won a lawsuit against one of the Rothschilds
Mm,
because I forget his name, but he's like a troll patent, and so he sued Valve because Valve apparently violated his patent, which is complete fucking bogus. So glad they won that.
nice.
Um, but anyway, the New York State Attorney General is suing Valve because they promote illegal gambling towards children,
There you go.
which is the fucking craziest thing
Mm-hmm.
um, ever. Isn't it? Have you ever heard of CS:GO, like Counter Strike Global Offensive?
Uh, yeah, maybe once or twice.
So they actually have like loot boxes and stuff, so you could like pay money to hopefully get a really good gun skin or something like that.
Right.
And
I'm not that
that's
old.
right. So that's just
I understand
that's
that
essentially.
concept.
Well, I'm just saying for listeners who don't know.
Yeah,
So it's basically gambling, right?
yeah,
Even though it's not necessarily illegal, because if it was, it would have been stopped way earlier.
yeah, totally.
So, which is fucking, I don't know. It's just a crazy lawsuit to allege because it's essentially just saying that parents aren't doing their job raising
Yeah,
their kids on the internet, right? I feel like this is more of a parent issue than an actual like company issue.
yeah. I mean, pick and choose your battles, I guess. I mean, we all know that it starts at home. It always does. And
Yeah.
it's like you can't. So you can make a law about anything you want, and usually when a law happens, it's because something happened that a group of people, however large, disagree with, so they try to make that not happen again, right? Which
Right.
in certain situations that makes sense. Common sense makes sense. Make a law about it. People shouldn't do that. Blah blah blah. You know, goes back to the friggin' Bible days. It's the same concept. Like, don't do this because it's shitty. It's shitty for everybody. But also then there's certain laws that one situation happens, but it's such an outlier that's an absolute ridiculous thing for a law for everyone to be made by. An example escapes me at the moment, but it's like, let's say little Johnny is down at the dock, and he's using a certain type of fishing pole, and he falls in the water, and they're like, well, you can't use that kind of fishing pole anymore. Nobody can use that kind of fishing pole anymore. It's like, well, he was just a klutzy kid. Has nothing to do with the fucking fishing pole. Or like nobody can
Right.
nobody can fish here anymore because Johnny fell off the dock, or you know what I mean. And so
Yeah.
it
It's just
it can go both
it's
directions.
kind of
I think that's the reason why it's really good that we have the judicial system that we do. Is like you can have people that are logical and knowledgeable debate these things of why it should or should not be like a law or whatever. And just like that lawsuit, like with Valve and or with whoever was fucking trying to sue Steam, right? And they lost because they're an idiot.
right. Well, and sometimes like there are just some of the dumbest like rulings ever in court,
Sure.
and it just pisses me off because
Yeah.
it's just kind of like there has to be some type of like money involved. You know what I mean? Like
Mm-hmm.
I don't
Yeah.
like to
Who are the
toss the
interested
B word.
parties and who's like benefiting from it, et cetera, et cetera. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't really like to toss the B word around, but it's probably a bribe.
The dreaded B word. It's not biatch. I thought that was my mom would say she's being a bee. I'm like, mom, you can just say she's being a bitch.
Yeah,
It's fine.
I guess I understand like your mom trying to be, I guess, um, how do I say this? I guess a little. I don't think modest is the right word. What's the word I'm
Oh,
looking for? I guess
what?
trying to
Yeah.
stay, I guess, somewhat family friendly or something like that. Trying to keep a sense of
Oh
formality,
yeah.
right?
Oh yeah. I mean, she grew up in a completely different time than either one of us did.
Yeah, and
And
I can understand that, but sometimes like you just gotta chill the fuck out and just say bitch.
yeah, well, that's the other thing too about swearing and that kind of acceptance of swearing, which I think is it's interesting. I think it's good in some ways for people to have a little bit more freedom with their language and have it not uh, so censored or whatever. But because they're censoring for really stupid things again, which I think is interesting. It from my age, if we swore we got like we got spanked or our mouth washed out with soap, literally.
Yeah,
And I think it was good in a way that it's like my dad would swear at the breakfast table, and that's kind of where I picked it up from. And his dad would swear. I mean, they were friggin' country people, but to raise somebody to be respectful and be in public and not be a fucking nuisance. Like when you're going to swear, you're around your friends or you're around your family, or it's a relaxed time. Being in a board meeting or being at your job with like your fellow employees or having to deal with customers too. Uh,
right. Like the
and having
the
respect for yourself and respect for other people around you, not to just be like, "Oh, what's up, motherfucker?" Like
right. You can't just.
that's not how you. It's not respectful, and it's not. You know. It ain't cool,
Yeah,
man.
there's a very striking difference, like when an attorney is talking to a client and that very same attorney talking to his friends, you know what I'm saying?
Exactly, exactly.
There's a very different line there.
And why is
Like,
that? Why is that?
yeah.
It's
Well, it's
be
because you gotta understand like a seriousness of a situation, right?
sure, yeah.
Because like your client could be like completely screwed from their family because their family's losing because like their family's taking their house or something, and like completely unlawfully. So you can't just say, well, your family's fucking ridiculous. Uh, to your
Even though it
client, you
might
can't
be
really say
true.
that. You could say like you just got to say, all right, man, all right, sir, I'll help you out with your problem, and we'll get this going. Just provide me all the documents you need. You know what I'm saying, right?
Well,
You
it's
got to have some.
communication. It's communication, and words have a lot of power if used correctly. And if you don't use your words correctly, then the communication is going to falter. So,
Yeah,
like, if I'm trying to convey a meaning or an intent, or intention uh, to a situation, I'm going to be careful with my words, and I'm going to use that, especially in legal stuff. That's real important. The fewer words that you need to use to convey a message, they need to be clear, concise, and understood.
yeah. That I think that's where I was trying to go.
We got there. We got there.
Yeah,
And I think that's what it comes down to is, who are you communicating with? What are you
yeah,
communicating about? What is the importance? If you're hanging out, drinking beers around a fire and telling ghost stories, that's different than being in a court of law where someone's life could be, hanging in the balance. It's a big difference.
of course.
Yeah,
Man, we should have written down a list of topics.
nah, fuck that. It's all good. Yeah, we can talk about whatever. Well, hey, let's
Oh
talk. Let's
yeah.
talk
So I
about
mean,
friggin' music. How about that?
oh
You're a
shit, yeah,
musician. I'm
so,
a musician.
yeah. Of course, you're way more of an experienced musician than I am.
That's because I got
So
like 31 years on you, dude.
mm, yeah, you're right. I
Almost.
suppose. Yeah. So I'm a musician. I've been in the performing arts since fifth grade.
Nice.
Which is awesome for me. So that's how
So
many years is that? I can't. I'm a musician, not a mathematician.
fifth grade, you would have been
I was
12,
like 11, I
11,
think. So
11.
I've been in there
Yeah,
for
11.
8 years, 9 years. Yeah.
11, I think, yeah.
Ah,
So what did you
shit.
start doing when you were in fifth grade? How'd you start?
So originally it was I did start with trombone,
Really? No kidding.
and I'm still playing trombone now. Like that's my primary instrument.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Uh, and the reason why I chose it is is because of there's an old Vine, an old video where it's a dad and his son in a kitchen, and his dad is playing some type of tune on the trombone, and the son is like banging on the oven as like keeping a beat. It's the funniest thing.
That's
Uh,
awesome.
it's a video called like When Mom Isn't Home.
Oh hell yeah!
Oh, it's one of the most classic videos on the internet ever. And I saw that and I was like, I want to learn how to do that. And
When
so
mom's not home.
yeah,
Only when mom's not
and
home.
so I I picked up the trombone and I was like, this is really weird with the slide and all that. It's way too different. Everyone else has buttons and stuff. So I was like, okay, maybe I'll try a euphonium. It's essentially just the same thing. It's just basically, a trombone with valves.
Huh?
And the sound is it's not as brassy, it's a slightly more muffled, but it's still a brass instrument.
That's cool.
So I tried that and I was like, still a little awkward. And then I went with clarinet because one of my friends at the time uh, was playing clarinet. So I was like, okay, maybe I'll pick up Squidward, you know what I mean?
It's awesome.
And so I was like, man, fuck this. Fuck clarinet, I hate this. So that was kind of like I was still kind of swapping in between instruments in the period of like fifth to sixth grade. It was really weird. But then I got to middle school or junior high, and that's when I actually skipped music that year because I didn't. Well, even though I applied to do music in junior high and middle school, I applied to it, but I never got in, and so that year I actually kind of skipped, and so eighth grade I came back, and I said, "Hey, I'm gonna pick up trombone again." Uh, but then COVID happened.
Yeah. God.
And so I had to basically play trombone while on a Zoom call, which I imagine that it went exactly as well as you think it did. So that really sucked, and so I was
How weird.
trash at it. I was trash at trombone. I was trash at music. So then my freshman year of high school, when because I went from middle school to high school, right like in between COVID. So I came back in high school in like in school. And so I picked up trombone again with my new band director, and she is one of the best people I've ever met, especially in music.
That's awesome.
Holy crap, she made my life so much better, and I thank her many for that.
So like a
And so she
mentor.
she brought me back to music, and she uh, definitely helped me increase my skills. She was like, I love her,
That's awesome, dude.
and so and that's where essentially how it all came down. And I just stick with trombone.
Nice. Do you don't play keys or anything like that?
I can well, I mean, I can replicate a tune what I
You
hear.
you can noodle.
I can noodle, yeah.
Yeah.
But I don't know how to actually like sit down and play piano. I took one piano class in like last semester of college, right? Like my last semester right here.
Yeah.
And I did okay. It was better than most people because I kind of knew I knew how piano worked, but I didn't have the skill to actually play anything.
Yeah.
So I picked it up pretty quickly. Um, and I'm loving it. I freaking love piano.
Yeah, it's a pretty amazing instrument.
Yeah, it's kind of the best, yo.
And not only that, but I mean, once you've played a keyboard, you can pretty much translate that to all sorts of different crap. Like there's plenty of stuff you can
Yeah.
just do on a little like 2 octave, you know, USB interface for a computer, you know. Like I mean, shit, dude. That's how they make friggin' beats for all sorts of like huge name
Oh
friggin'
yeah.
artists, if you want to call them that. But
Oh man.
yeah, and the only so I got a friggin' organ, and that I mean, obviously the keys are the same names and all that stuff, but playing it is completely different. So,
Like an organ like one of them church organs, like where they have
it's
like multiple sets of keyboards.
yeah, it's got 2 keyboards. It is made by the Hammond Corporation. Anybody that knows anything
Oh yeah.
about organs, it's the Hammond A model. It is the first production home organ. It was they started manufacturing them in 1934. So the one that I have, I think, is probably 35 or 36. It's all tube amplified inside. Uh,
Oh shit.
it doesn't have any speakers in it. What it has is what they call a tone cabinet, and it is a rotating speaker. Uh, I think the one I have, I can't remember the number on it, but it's a 1951. So the cabinetry's all, I think it's all oak. But yeah, thing sounds like $1 million. If you know, if you've ever heard, like let's say Santana, and they've got the organ going on in the background, or you've heard
Oh yeah.
that's a Hammond. Those are usually B3s, and those things came out in I believe the '60s, maybe late '50s. But yeah, if you hear like rock organ, it's like almost, I would say probably 90% of the time it's going to be a Hammond organ. and
It's fucking
it's
nutty,
and
dude.
it's probably a B3. But see with an organ, this is the reason why it's so different. Is that like on a piano, the harder you hit the key, the louder it's going to be. The softer you hit the key, the softer it's
Yeah,
going to be. On an organ, if it's like a button,
yeah.
it's
It
just
just
on
makes that.
off. Yeah, like
Yeah,
you push it or touch it, it's gonna be that volume. Or you have a volume pedal on the organ, but the keys don't actually have dynamics. They are just what they are.
yeah. It.
That's weird.
Correct me if I'm wrong. Correct me if I'm wrong. Isn't an organ like how it makes sound? Isn't it just air like flowing through the pipes?
Well, originally pipe organs, yes, and so like the electric organs are supposed to be emulating that, and they do that with drawbars. So each bar represents a set of pipes, and so each
I see.
bar that you pull out that has numbers on them, and those numbers represent how many pipes you're using. So on an original pipe organ, there would be sets of pipes for each register. So like each key has like your lowest drawbar is going to be your lowest pipes, and the highest drawbar is going to be the highest pipes. And so you're actually creating octave upon octave. There's fifths. There's even a third up on top if you want to pull that
That's
drawbar out.
that's nutty.
And they're basically they're harmonics. They're harmonics of that pitch, but you can control the amount of harmonics that you have with how many bars you pull out, which would in a like an old school like pipe organ in a church or something, that would be
Yeah,
literally made with air. They would have a giant bellows that would be either motorized, or in the old days you would use your feet to pump the air into it. And
yeah.
then there's little what they call stops, like fucking what is like all stops out basically. There's an old friggin' saying basically that comes from the organ. I can't even fucking remember what it is, but anyway, yeah, each set of pipes would have a pull that you would pull that out, and it'd be like that set of pipes, and this you pull it out and be that set of pipes. So every single key, and you can imagine every single key that you have has like a harmonic structure to it, and now start adding those together like in chords, and yeah, it's crazy, man. That's how you get that big nutty sound out of an organ.
And I just something about that. It feels like really genius to me because someone
Oh,
had
totally,
to
totally.
think of that.
Yeah, not only that, but then build it.
Yeah, right,
Then they had to
right.
build the fucking thing. Yeah, it's so crazy. And they're not small. I mean, shit. Like if you've ever
No, they're
been,
giant.
yeah, if you've ever been in a church, and like some churches, you can actually see the pipes behind the podium or
Yeah,
whatever. There's a lot of friggin' pipes, and they're like 30 feet tall.
yeah. So I
Crazy.
back in like December, I was offered to play a gig at a church um for like a little quartet type of deal
Cool.
like before their session or whatever.
Hmm.
And so you could see I was in the, like the house, right? And you have all the pews and you have the altar and stuff. Behind the altar, and it's kind of like off to the side, there's just the biggest freaking church organ,
Yeah.
like pipe organ that you've ever seen.
Do you remember how many keyboards it had?
Oh fuck. I never got a good look of it.
Because some of them have like
Uh,
five. It's
yeah,
crazy,
I
dude.
think it had. I mean, I think it was pretty standard, and I think it had like three or four, but
Yeah.
it was huge.
Yeah, two is
And I was like,
two is standard
I,
for like home organs, but yeah, most of the time in a church organ, they'll have I think three is kind of like your basic.
yeah, but even then, like, I'm looking at this, and I'm just like, I want to play that.
Yeah, right. Yeah,
Like, I can,
my mom would go to the what was it, the Unitarian church downtown, and I went there a few times. I'm kind of allergic to being in churches unless I'm watching a musical concert. I don't
damn, that's
I
crazy.
don't like being preached at. But
Yeah,
my mom went to church. Her family went to church when we went back to Wisconsin, where she's from, for like summer, winter, whatever. Any Sunday, we'd all go to church. But yeah, I remember going down to that, uh, being at the Unitarian church. I don't even remember how old I was, probably in my early teens, and the organ player was really good, and at the end of a sermon, he would always bust out some rad organ piece. And one day he played the entire Toccata Fugue
Oh, that's so
in D
cool. Oh, that's
minor.
so cool.
Yeah, fucking blew me away. And so I went downstairs. We had, they had like a reception afterwards where you get, coffee and cookies and donuts,
Uh,
whatever.
uh,
Eh,
for the listeners at home, Toccata and Fugue is what's now known today as, is associated with Dracula and vampires and shit.
exactly. It's the dun 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 dun. Everybody knows that
Except it's
first
actually cooler because we
opener.
know the name of it, and it was composed by Bach, one of the greatest composers of all time.
Indeed, sir. But yeah, to finish that story, because what you were talking about, whether you had to walk past the organ, because the organ was like off the side of the stage.
Yeah.
So he had his own little booth or whatever. You could see his head poking up above it, But like when you walked past it, you could see the whole damn thing. It was like up on a pedestal. You could see all the pedals and all the. It was sort of like in a curved, almost like a cockpit of a plane, like a friggin' jet, like
It
a
had it,
jetliner, like just.
yeah, it had its own little section, its own little area.
Yeah, holy crap, man! Like that thing, it just wrapped around you, and it had like 3 or 4 decks of keys and so many different stops. It's like Jesus, dude. Like, where do you even start? But, yeah, I want to go up onto it really bad play because.
I've always wanted to see someone play. I think Lower Norfair from like Super Metroid
Ooh,
on organ. 'Cause I
fuck
think it'd be
yeah.
so. I think it sound awesome.
Okay, well maybe I'll have to learn that on mine. That'd be
Yeah.
sick. Who was it you that sent me that clip of that person that does like synth music? Might have been Red actually. The guy that did like the Metroid uh I think it was Super Metroid and it was the Mother Brain like fight theme and he was doing it on a keyboard like a synth and it was
Oh,
badass.
that's actually that's crazy.
If you haven't seen it, I have it. Uh, I have it somewhere. Actually, maybe on Discord. But yeah, I'll send it to you, dude. It's really really cool, and it sounds amazing. It sounds really amazing. It's a really funny video too. But yeah, like it shows him like playing it and stuff. But yeah, it sounds amazing. I
Yeah,
love I
I've
love that
seen many
shit.
people. I've seen many people play like video like older video games with like the weirdest controllers ever.
Oh,
I
totally.
once saw, like this was like years and years ago. I saw I think it was someone by the name of, I think it was Simple Flips. He played he was a speedrunner of Mario 64. I think he played Mario 64 with like a Guitar Hero controller. It was the it was the
Yes.
craziest shit you've ever seen. It was just you couldn't help but like laugh at the absurdity of it.
Yeah, well, just like you were talking about, like who invented the organ, and then they had to build it, and then and then learn how to like play stuff on it or whatever. That's so funny. It's a controller. Somebody had to go. I wonder if I can play that on the controller, and then how would I do that? And then they go through the whole process of just getting to the point where they can now start to learn the song on the controller. Like it's so awesome. I love nerds. They're the best community ever.
Uh, and I have so many skills that aren't really being used for anything to make money.
Oh, dude, that's like
Is that
anybody. That's like
yeah?
anybody.
I was like saying, is that normal?
If you're somebody that doesn't have a lot of skills, I can't even imagine that. Really, I mean, I really can't. Like someone that goes to school, learns a career path, goes into that career, and that's all they do for their whole life. They don't have any like hobbies or anything. It's like I don't understand when people say they're bored. I don't even know what that is. I don't even know what that means. Like I always had so many different interests that like I can't do all of the things that I'm interested in because I don't have enough time in the day to do them,
I
or
mean, I
time in the week or time in the month or time in the fucking year. No, it's not that is not bad or odd, I would say. I don't think I even know anybody that isn't that way. I know people that have fewer interests than than me, but yeah, I don't think that it's definitely not a bad thing. Like
Yeah.
I was thinking about that too. I know a lot. I know a little about a lot, I guess. And there's certain things that I do know a lot about. Like I studied music for years and years and years in any way I possibly could because that's all I ever wanted to do. But like I learned a shit ton about like cars, and I worked in kitchens for like 16 years, so I know how to cook lots of shit. And I love doing that. It's super fun. In fact, I'm really glad I don't do that for a job anymore because it's way more fun just to cook for friends and family and the enjoyment of it. But yeah, like I've had a house now for like 17 years and basically have done 99% of the work myself. So yeah, it's good to know how to do stuff. It's fun.
It's good to know how to do stuff, but this part of me feels like you you should always you should always have skills and then use those skills to make money, just to make as much money as possible. Because I don't, I've, I'm a little scared, man. I'm a new adult going into this world to, I don't know, if feels like it's just crumbling.
Well, that's
I
why
don't
you're
know.
scared because you haven't done it yet. You know,
Fuck.
you're gonna be fine, dude.
I I know it's just me
Especially
being
with that
fucking.
attitude, being able to like, I never really had that in my life. My parents taught me to find something that I truly love to do and just be the best at it I possibly could be, and the money would come, you know.
Well, I think
But
honestly,
I'm always
I.
broke.
Well, I mean,
So
are you happy at
yeah,
least?
I'm friggin' dude. I love my life.
Then honestly, I don't even know what I'm crying about. Like fucking,
You're gonna
I'd
do
rather be
fine.
broken than I'd be rather be broken happy than rich and sad.
Well, I'll tell you one thing that I figured out way later in life that I wish I had figured out earlier. And it's like if you are interested in something, uh, yeah, go whole hog in it. Like learn everything you possibly can about it because you can make money at it. And like so many things that I do, basically right now, I do all sorts of shit. Like when people ask me like, what do you do for a living? I'm like, what do I not do for a living? You know, like my buddy came over the other day and paid me to change his brakes. I just got another call from somebody else that wants me to do a whole bunch of automotive work, and I'll probably make about $1,000. And
Yeah,
it'll probably take me like a couple days, maybe. So right
I
there,
mean,
that's like $500 a day. And then my other friends own an Airbnb, and they needed a wall put in with a door, and I did that in like 3 days. When the days were like 3 hours, it was like
so what do you
three.
actually like tell people then? Like, do you just say you're a handyman?
Well, see, I'm 50 years old, going on 51, so I have a network of people I know who have, either own Airbnbs or friggin' like are, contractors or, you name it.
Hail.
So like if someone and they know that I have skills, so that if they need something done, they ask me and I say I can or I can't, depending on my time or if it's a project that would take way longer than I want to be doing because I have other things going on, sometimes I have to say no, but yeah,
Yeah.
that's pretty much it now. Like I don't shit, man. That's why I'm
My
never
my
bored, dude.
my skills kind of rest in the like arts and entertainment industry.
Yeah,
Like I've made a few videos for you and like two videos for another streamer.
yeah,
Uh, but it's also like I also have skills like just like you in like music, right?
yeah, super helpful.
Um, but really like what sucks is about that is AI no matter what is just gonna come for it, and I'm like, Jesus Christ, all because just
That's
to save
true, and it's
money.
also not true. I think there's a huge fear behind that, and it's justified because there are certain jobs that are going to be just swallowed up by it. But there's also an element of humanity that is just never going to go away. And I'll give you a good example of that. So, recording studios, right? They still exist. Why do they still exist? You know, like fewer of them do, and it's really, really hard business to get into. But the reason why a recording studio still exists is because people still need opinions of humans. You know,
Yeah,
like that human touch, that artistry that goes on something. I mean, that's one of the reasons why I think pop music now is probably more homogenized than it has ever been. And it's because those types of human interactions and those types of like human touches that go onto art is less and less and less because the big industry of music cares more about the bottom line than they do about the actual art, right? That doesn't
yeah,
mean that doesn't mean that there's not art still going on. And honestly, the music industry is suffering for that. You know,
yeah. But I mean, so the way I'm thinking about this is like, let's say AI starts dominating the music industry and it's just completely filled with slop and it's all what the radio plays nowadays because
mm-hmm.
it's so easy to just churn out and just get the hell and move on.
Right?
Maybe what I'm thinking about is what if we're the outlier and we start making a comeback because we're human?
Well, that's totally gonna happen. It always does.
Yeah.
And the other thing you got to keep in mind too is that for your regular jack off like listener fucking people that go out there and buy the 99 cent like hit song or whatever, they don't really give a shit about that. But there is a ton of people that not only make music, like you and me, and we listen to music and we buy music or go to shows and pay to go see bands, or we fucking, buy merchandise and stuff for bands that are not on those charts. And there are more of those people than there are the pop shit. Really,
Yeah,
there is.
and
That's why the number one artist or whatever for I don't know how many fucking years was like Taylor Swift, and nobody could touch her because she was literally the only one in that bracket. Like nobody gave a fuck about anything else. You know what I mean? And like there was nobody else that was like even close to her. It's like really? So that's how lopsided like the industry had gotten at that point. It's just
but
ridiculous.
I mean, I do have to give Taylor some credit,
I'm not
okay?
saying she's bad. I'm just saying like, that
So,
that there was one artist. It could have been anybody that was that
yeah,
artist. I'm just saying there was one. One.
yeah, and
Not a
I,
hundred, not even 10. One. Like that's ridiculous.
I can see your point. I totally understand.
So what's everybody
It's
else listening to then? Not everyone listens to Taylor Swift. So what is everybody else listening to then? You know,
right.
not pop.
You know, speaking of like going to concerts and shit,
Hmm.
and having that human touch, I actually said this on the Doom stream. I went back to my old high school because they were having a concert there,
Yeah.
and I'm alumni, so I'm in. I used to
Yeah.
perform in that band. Um, Let me tell you guys about it.
Yeah. Please do.
So, I walk in, get settled, and everything, and a bunch of my like my friends are there because I'm still friends with them. They still haven't graduated yet. Uh, and so I get in, see them all, and they're having a good time. And we're sitting down there, and the jazz band comes up, and then they start playing. I don't know who made the piece, but it's called "At Last."
Hmm.
And this girl comes up is like to sing the piece, and I'm like, and she starts singing. I'm like, oh my god, holy crap!
But she had
She's
like two
so
heads.
someone in my head. I'm like, someone get her an agent.
so
Jesus
she was
Christ!
so she was good.
Oh, she better than most singers today. I tell you, like I swear to God, she's better than Lady Gaga.
So my first question was it a jazz tune or was it a tune like
It's a jazz tune. Sorry, I
okay.
didn't hear that part. My bad.
Okay. Yeah. Because I was like,
It's
I
a
just
slower piece.
assumed it was because you were playing in like a jazz band.
Yeah. So it was her singing was amazing, and I thought it was great to see someone so talented to have someone that have like a future, because you could very tell she's got a future.
That's awesome.
And I think that's so great. And there's so many soloists up there too. Like my buddy, he's basically born to play music. Essentially, he's one of the greatest soloists I've ever heard. Better than most most soloists like in like actual jazz in the jazz world. Uh, and he's going places. He plays piano. He plays saxophone, all kinds of saxophones.
Hell yeah.
Anyway,
Yeah,
so
once you know how to press down pads and fucking blow through a reed, you can pretty much play anything with a reed.
yeah, he's one of the most talented people I've ever met. Um, and then there's the bassist there. He's an absolute. He's really amazing too. He also plays like guitar and stuff and he's more into like metal type stuff.
Yeah.
But it's like, but it kind of you can kind of the way I correct me if I'm wrong. You can basically kind of almost transfer electric bass to like an upright bass, right?
Yeah, I mean,
It just says the difference is it just doesn't have frets.
well, there's also the physicality and posture, and
Right.
you don't finger, you don't like the technique of your hand to an upright is not the same as an electric. I think it probably, I don't want to say that it would be easier to go from an upright to an electric. It definitely is a lot more
Okay.
physically demanding to play an upright.
Yeah.
Uh,
Either way, it's
but
still
yeah,
extreme.
that's
Yeah.
like the same thing as
Still
saying like from an acoustic guitar to like an electric guitar. There is a big difference.
right. There is a difference.
Probably more similarities between guitars than basses, honestly.
Yeah. Anyway, so that guy extremely talented. Would love to see him go far
Yeah,
too.
hell yeah, man.
And then so they played some really good pieces. I don't fucking programs all the way over the side of my room. I don't want to get up there right now. Uh, so Jazz plays all their tunes, and then they get off the stage to get ready for the concert band. So we can actually hear some like wind on like some actual like pieces and stuff. That's
Mm,
not jazz, just classical.
cool.
So the lights go dim,
So they had both
and
kinds of
as
music.
and as they start, I can see a light. I can see a light that flashes, or not flashes, but like turns on from the corner of my eye, and I look over, and this mom, like Karen-looking mom, is recording the performance with her flash on,
Yeah, what a moron.
and I'm like, okay. And in my head, I'm like, why are you recording with flash? It doesn't make any difference. It's not going to make a difference. You're just kind of being an ass.
Yeah, she didn't
And
fucking
so,
know. That's
so they
that
play.
goes right back
They,
to etiquette, right?
yeah, and so I'm just like, okay, maybe this is your first time here. I don't know what your situation is, so I'll give you like the benefit of the doubt.
Right.
So the concert band plays their first piece, and so they're starting with the second one. And as the conductor, my old band director, who I admire so heavily much,
Yeah, your mentor.
she's really close to like starting the piece, and then in the audience in the very back, the phone rings, and and the director just puts her hands down like that, and like
Was it the lady with the camera?
it was not the lady with the camera.
Oh, it was somebody else.
It was someone
Oh
else.
my god, dude.
And we're just waiting there for like a minute while this phone rings, and no one's grabbing it, no one's doing anything.
Oh my god.
And so we're just like, please shut that phone up, whoever it is.
That's so
Matter of fact,
bad.
why do you have it on silence? Why is it not on silent?
That would be my mom.
Oh my
And she
god.
would go,
So
"Oh, I'm so sorry."
yeah,
Like,
we
turn
and
your
so we were
ringer off.
sitting there for like the longest minute of our entire lives
Jesus Christ.
while this phone rings, and it stops. So and she brings her the director brings her hands up again, and then I see another light, and I look over, and there's a second woman recording the performance with her flash on,
Jesus Christ, dude.
and I'm like, what the fuck?
It's like this is why I can understand why the Bible was written. Because sometimes people just need directions. You know what I mean? Like
Uh,
that is the only way that like I don't understand that type of behavior for myself because I feel like I know better because I was taught better. You know what I
but I feel like
mean?
there has to be like some type of common sense
Well,
within that, right?
there is, but there's also, I don't know, like, how do you even go into that? It's like there are degrees of that, and there's also degrees of like self awareness or uh, it goes to like empathy of like, well, instead of just thinking about yourself all the time, well, what about people around you? Like, I feel that way like when I'm driving in this godforsaken town and people don't use their signals and they tailgate you and they, swerve in front of you without any warning or, it's just like,
Yeah.
just stupid shit that, and then you can see them and they're literally on their phone as they're driving. And it's like, you do not think, those people don't think about anybody outside of their own brain, their own
And so,
immediate area. You know what I mean? They exist, they're out there.
yeah. So, and that those like the two things that kind of bugged me, especially with the audience. Um, and then and then I took a look at the program of like what pieces they were playing, and I saw like the wind ensemble. It's like in my high school, the wind ensemble is the like most advanced level of music,
Yeah, they're the
or
rock stars.
right, yeah, like they're the like seniors, people who are very experienced with the material. Like we play
Yeah,
college level stuff in that wind ensemble class,
yeah, word. Which is
and
basically
I was in there
professional
because I'm
level.
the best.
Hell
Anyway,
yeah.
I'm, I kid, of course. I was in
Nah.
there, but I was not the best. There are still people who are way more talented than me.
Oh, there always will be.
Um, oh yeah, like guarantee you, like if you're great at something, I guarantee you, there's a 12-year-old kid who is infinitely better than you.
Yeah, especially these days. Fucking hell, yeah.
Oh yeah. So what was I
I
thinking?
like to think I'm really good at like guitar or whatever. Plenty of fucking guitar
Yeah.
players are way better than me.
So I took a look at the program and I'm looking through all the pieces, and I see two of them that the wind ensemble are performing, and I'm like, motherfucker, I've played this shit before.
Yeah, you
I've
could have been
performed this thing.
there.
I performed these two pieces
That's
like four
funny.
years ago. Okay, and you guys you're reusing them. Come on.
Yeah, there's plenty of other
Anyway,
songs. Do another one.
I mean, either way, I wasn't super pissed about it. I was a little jealous because I loved playing those two
That
pieces.
sounds more accurate.
Uh, one of them, I think, one of them I do know who the composer was. It was Fortress by Frank Ticheli.
Hmm.
He's one of the great composers of our day. Um,
So he's more
and I,
contemporary.
I mean, it was a really amazing piece. I love it, and I loved it to death playing it back then. And there's a in the opening, it starts with like a snare rhythm, I guess, and then a few more percussions are added in, and then uh, it starts, and then woodwinds kick in with some type with a like an eighth note rhythm or so, and and then there's supposed to be a trumpet that's supposed to be like you know what is it called, like a call, battle call or something like that, like bah, 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 you know.
Yeah. Like what is it, cadence? Is that what they call that?
I I suppose, but when the trumpetist when the trumpet player was supposed to do that, he fucking flopped that so hard.
Whoops.
I felt a extremely disappointed, but also b very sad because it's like it's
Yeah.
what I'm not a trumpet
He should
player,
have
but
just
it's
gone wah 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 wah.
yeah. And if I was the director, I would have like stopped and started again. Because
Yeah.
honest, I don't know how you fucked that up, but
Well, that would also have
it
given him
kind
a
of
sec.
ruined the
It
piece,
would have also given him a second chance to get it right.
right?
Like put him on the spot, but also like, hey, let's try that one again. Like at band practice, sometimes we just gently flail our way through a piece, and other times the fuck ups are so bad that I just stop everyone. I'm like, let's start that again. That was fucking terrible. And everybody has a good laugh, and then we play it like way better,
Yeah.
you know. I mean, that's also in practice. That's not like at a performance, but sometimes, drastic actions take drastic
Right.
actions.
So, and in my head, I'm like, in my head, I'm like, you've had time, sir, to practice that one thing that you had to do for like a
Hmm.
month straight because I know how the class works,
Yeah.
and you didn't do anything about it.
Well, or did he just choke? Because that happens too. Maybe he practiced and practiced and practiced,
Yeah.
and then he just fucking choked.
You know what? That's totally true,
It's
and you might be
possible.
right.
It's possible.
It it's a possibility, and I shouldn't trash on him that
Oh,
for
you can trash on
too
him
hard.
all you want, man.
Like, what am I? Really though, I feel like you should know the piece that you're playing, right? You should
Yeah,
very clearly know and learn your part. That's because practicing is your own time. Rehearsal is
yeah,
not practice time.
absolutely. Yeah, exactly. Well, and also too, I mean, shit, dude. I've played with so many different musicians in bands that I feel like, dude, am I the only one that gives a fuck? Like, seriously, are you guys like doing anything outside of rehearsal to like practice? They don't,
It's
but
like
besides even like fixing their equipment or changing their strings or making sure that like their cables don't buzz or you know what I mean, like anything like that.
right,
There's some
and
people I played with just don't fucking care, man.
it's
Ridiculous.
like it's like working on a group project, but there's always that one guy who just does
Yeah.
nothing at all.
It's
Nothing
exact.
at
It's
all.
exactly like that. Like you asshole, and you're gonna stand up in front of the class and pretend like you're part of the group and like you actually put in work. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I've quit bands for that. It was like, dude, I can't do this anymore. You guys
Yeah, I
don't care as much as I do, and I'm gonna go do something else that I do. With people
I
that do.
I love like being a performance artist. I love doing it. I love playing music, but not with people who just don't give a fuck.
Yeah, and don't waste your valuable time and energy
Yeah,
with
right.
people like that.
Fuck them.
It's been a hard lesson for me to learn. I sure as hell didn't learn that at friggin' 19. I didn't. Like it took me friggin' years. In fact, the band that I'm in now, I started because of the two bands that I was in that people were taking credit for rightly so in some ways, but also in other ways like they're taken away from like what I had given to the band, which is so fucking much. I'm like, you know what? You don't appreciate me. I'm out. Like I'm fucking out of here. And I made my own band. And like the smartest thing I ever did was do that.
Yeah,
We've been together for almost 10 years now.
something I think my college does really well, especially with like its wind ensemble classes, is that we have rehearsals twice a week, and they're like 2 hours each. And so if you don't practice and you don't learn your part and you don't sound good, you're fucking out of there. Like,
Yeah, you get
dude,
kicked the fuck
that's
out.
yeah, fucking get the hell out of here. You're not willing to do your part of the job. Don't be here.
Well, and that's the difference between an amateur musician and a professional musician. Like,
Yeah,
that's how I mean, I'm like sort of like a musician band, fucking. I wouldn't say like aficionado necessarily, but I like to read about the history of these musicians that I like, or these musicians, whether it's metal or rock or jazz or classical or whatever it is.
yeah,
It's just really interesting to learn about people's lives and how. I mean, for me, I always wanted to be a professional musician. That's all I ever really wanted when I was a kid, and so that was part of it, was learning. Well, how do you get there? What do you do? What's it like to be there? What's it like to be getting there? All of the details, and the one thing that rang true with all the great musicians was uh, it was like Zappa is a good example, but kind of an extreme example. Like Frank Zappa's band, if you were not the best, if you were the best that he could find, you were in the band. But if he found somebody that's better than you, you're fired. That's it. It's not personal. He just wants the best people that he can get in the band. You know.
Yeah, and I feel like I understand why he would want to do something like that. However, um, there's a sense of that where he kind of defeats the purpose of music entirely, because the purpose of music isn't exactly to be the best, it's just to express yourself, really.
It depends
It's
on
another
what
form of
it
expression,
depends
it's another
on what
form of
your
art.
what depends on what your goal is.
Yeah. And that's something I don't really appreciate about have you seen Whiplash yet?
God damn it, no.
Oh my fucking god, Trent.
I
We
know you're like
we
one
need
of 30 people that keep telling me that shit.
so
And I don't know
essentially
why I haven't seen it yet. I want to. I don't know why I haven't seen it yet. I guess because I don't own the fucking Blu-ray. That's why I haven't seen it yet.
yeah. So really though, in Whiplash, the whole thing is about um it is essentially a the core message, I guess, is saying that good job doing a good job is not enough. You have to shoot for the stars always.
Yeah.
But really though, it's conveyed in such a poor way, in my opinion. Especially with something like jazz music. With jazz music, you're not really supposed to give a fuck about being the best. The point of jazz is one of the most relaxing pieces of or like genres of music ever.
Right.
And so I think using jazz
Hmm.
specifically was kind of a poor choice from like the directors or the writers, because because then it just defeats the purpose of jazz.
Yeah, I've heard a lot of people argue about that particular movie and about that particular point too. I mean,
And I
it's I don't know how to describe it. I'm also kind of trying to figure out which one of these microphones is on. I just realized that like I was like hearing like a delay or something, and I'm like,
okay. So
yeah, I have
uh,
both mics going. I have both mics going. Oh my god, that's
oh
funny.
shit.
Yeah, it says one of my mics is like a direct USB into my computer, and the other one goes through an audio interface that then goes into OBS. So
Okay.
I just realized that the stuff that I'm hearing is actually going through. It's also how I can hear you through Discord is through that USB
Hmm.
mic, but the SM7, like the broadcast mic, is going through my interface that then goes into my computer, and that is being captured by OBS.
Yeah.
But that's also the one that I use when I stream. So now I'm talking through both of them. So like what I'm hearing is going through the USB mic, and the other one is being captured by OBS, and I don't think I'm hearing that one at all. So what a trip. If it works,
So
it works, but I would just push it out of the way there for a bit, and it'll pick up like pretty much anything in the room, but I think the audio might be weird. This is a
so
dry run for us, right?
yeah. Yeah. This is the pilot episode.
Yeah, exactly. This is
Is that what we should title this? Should we title it
yeah,
pilot?
probably. Yeah, that's perfect. Perfect example of it.
So I think with that, I think we can call this an episode. What do you think?
Yeah, I think I just screwed it all up. So yeah, let's call it a day.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, that was
Thank
awesome, dude.
you.
I
Yeah,
enjoyed.
thank you everybody for listening.
Yeah,
Uh, leave leave it down in the comments what you want us to like, I guess, cover or talk about. And we'll fucking look.
yeah. If you guys have any ideas for stuff that you want an episode to be about, or us to just shoot the shit about.
Yeah,
I have no
this is Blaze and
idea.
Trent.
I have no idea when this is going to air, but Yeah, you've been listening. You've been listening to Blaze and Trent podcast. Take it easy.